We've played the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 beta, and while we've been having a lot of fun exploring what the next installment of the COD series is shaping up to look like, it hasn't exactly been without its faults or its controversy. Fun gunplay can only carry you so far nowadays, and this Modern Warfare 3 beta has been mixed. So let's dive into some of the controversy and see if this means more of the same or a step in the right direction for the series. First up, the elephant in the room. We were not but a few hours into the beta when reports of hackers already ruining lobbies in the literal beta of the game started to surface. Clips have emerged of players locking onto targets through walls and even dealing damage through multiple services, indicating that aimbot and other cheating software are being used by the players. Remember, this beta so far has been PlayStation only, so there's no blaming PC players this time around. According to sources like Charlie Intel, these hackers have purchased a PS4 dev kit which allows cheating software to be installed, which often costs north of $2,000 to buy, but obviously how they're doing it exactly isn't really possible to confirm. But nevertheless, this dev kit trick appears to be the method behind the madness of Modern Warfare 3's hackers, and fans have been quick to share their ire to anyone who happens to be hacking. One of the biggest issues here is that Call of Duty is still playable and optimised for last generation consoles like the PS4 and Xbox One, which is the gate that these hackers are being passed through. It's meant that a lot of players, both prominent pros and content creators and casuals alike, are starting to question whether last gen should be phased out for good, which wouldn't really be fair to people who haven't upgraded to next gen, but would be a good way of getting rid of the cheating problem. For now though, make sure you're keeping an eye out for any suspicious kill cams in the Modern Warfare 3 beta, as there are some not so conspicuous cheaters lurking about, and quite literally defeating any object of actually having a beta in the first place. Obviously, cheaters haven't been the only ones breaking the Modern Warfare 3 beta. Turns out it's pretty easy to do legitimately as well. Just hours after the beta kicked off, Sledgehammer were forced into nerfing one of the most broken field upgrades, Battle Rage, and there seems to be a lot of balance into the weapon pool that needs to come into play as well, but it's actually the movement mechanics and the ridiculous amount of crap you can pull with slide cancel techs that have really divided the player base so far. And a new frogging mechanic could be on a power level to challenge the likes of snaking and bunny hopping. Clearly, movement is a big part of any COD title, but frequently changes depending on the developer. Mechanics like bunny hopping or slide cancelling are recent movement tricks that more advanced players can take advantage of. And slide cancelling has been something that players have been on and off asking for back in a COD game proper for a while. It is possible to bunny hop in Modern Warfare 3, but just not quite to the extent that COD players have become used to. In games gone by, bunny hopping has been crucial to players who want to evade gunfire by moving their operator vertically, which also manipulates the damage you take when you hit. A bullet to the leg is a lot less deadly than a bullet to the head, obviously. But in Modern Warfare 3, bunny hopping has changed, and you can't manipulate its jumping mechanics without going into tack stance. And there's now a penalty between the first and second jump for anyone sprinting, running, or walking without using this new method. It means you have to have your toggle switched on, not just activate it mid-slide, and won't be able to ADS at the same time. But largely, apart from that, the mechanic has stayed the same. Once you've toggled tack stance, all you need to do is run into a sprint, aim down your sight, jump and jump again once you land, and your momentum carries you through. This slight nerf to bunny hopping though has left the door open to newer, more controversial techs. And ultimately, it seems that on the PlayStation only beta at least, you can't really go wrong by simply leaping back and forth like a frog with nothing to live for. Clips started to go viral over the weekend of skilled players using erratic jumping back and forth that makes them next to impossible to hit, especially since the movement tech is meshed in with an animation of going prone. It doesn't necessarily look like the easiest tech to pull off, and we haven't managed to figure it out yet, and Lord knows plenty of players have been able to cause significant damage with simple slide cancel mastery, but it looks like movement is about to be more important than ever in Modern Warfare 3. And even after all that, there's the skill-based matchmaking, which is a beast all on its own. The skill-based matchmaking system is designed to help out players who are lower in skill by pooling them with like-minded players and pushing better quality players into much tougher lobbies, often much to their dismay. Skill-based matchmaking has pretty much always been a concern in Call of Duty, but according to big creators like Courage, the early Modern Warfare 3 beta builds are insufferable, and he's already calling for a change, claiming that the skill-based matchmaking is far too highly tuned and that even highly skilled players are struggling to keep up in the beta with the sweats who are just playing meta. It's a fair point given that a beta is supposed to be about exploring what's on offer and helping the devs find the right balance, but Courage also called out the meta as well as all the sweats that have adopted the MCW and Striker loadouts, making other weapons like the BAS-B completely useless. And again, it's a fair point, but on this, hopefully we can find a reason to be hopeful. Given that there is only a minor portion of the community actually playing right now, with the beta being dedicated to the diehards and diehards on the PlayStation at that, it's clear to see why the skill gap is so high. As more players jump on board, the skill-based matchmaking will have a lot more to work with, and hopefully, so will all of us who started playing from day one. For us, it's been a strong start to the Modern Warfare 3 cycle, but with such a mixed reaction to everything so far, clearly the devs have got a lot of beta feedback to get to work on. Let us know what you've made of the beta so far, and if you're looking for more COD vids like this, you should check out these videos here.